in studio with me this morning, we've got the LOM crew. All right. And then we have, of course, as always, Jason Chlup is here. Good morning, Jason.
Morning, Captain. Glad to have you back. Nice to see you. Hope you enjoyed your trip.
I did. Any break is a good break, buddy. I'll tell you that much. At this age, you want to get away from work from time to time.
Yeah, got to live a little.
Yep. And you brought with you Kristen Halbert. Good morning.
Good morning, Captain. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, nice to have you. What a pleasant surprise. I was tired of looking at his mug, you know what I mean?
That's why I have to keep bringing somebody with me every now and then, shake things up, you know.
All right. So right off the bat, I want to know what you do, Kristen. What do you do over there at LOM?
I handle all the marketing and communications.
Mm-hmm.
It has been a busy year. I don't know where it even went. I feel like it was Halloween, and then it was Thanksgiving, and suddenly it's Christmas.
It gets like that. The next thing would be New Year's. But yeah, no, the time just gets away. That means you're busy and things are going well. One of the things that I noticed about LOM is that obviously you've got the whale tail as your logo, but you seem to be concerned about sustainability, conservation with respect to the ocean.
Yeah, so our brand purpose is ocean conservation. We actually have a number of charities that are all focused on ocean conservation. We have partners in each of our local jurisdictions, being Bermuda, Cayman, Bahamas, and the UK. Specifically, our Bermuda charity partners at present is WaterStart. Mm-hmm. They have a phenomenal program for kids. It's really hands-on education, giving them an introduction to marine conservation, but they do a lot of snorkeling, scuba diving, and really great experiences for kids on the island.
You're basically into marketing. We're not going to talk finance with you too much.
That's Jason's expert.
Well, it's that season of giving, and that's what we do. We try to give back especially to the island,
the community.
The island and the community.
Yeah. Well, I think corporate responsibility is important on our island. We don't make people pay taxes and stuff, but I think that if you're profitable and you're doing well, that you should give back to the community.
Yeah, well, that's why, I brought Kristen with this morning just to remind people about that. I mean, often we think of Christmas time as all about the presents and stuff like that, but there's other things you can do. It's like this weekend we've got a trip planned to Trunk Island.
Oh, yeah, okay. Correct. So the BZS was one of our partners, and specifically Trunk Island. We try to, we have partnerships for 3 or 4 years, and then we try and move the money around for different partners on island.
So are you associated with the aquarium and all that?
Previously, we donated for 5 years towards Trunk Island, and we've been out a couple times to volunteer. I know that they...
Clearing the property. And
it's really great.
Anything that needs to be done there.
They give us a list of whatever they need done, whether it's planting mangroves or removing trees to make space for the planting of mangroves. It's quite therapeutic, actually. So we're heading out this weekend with some colleagues, and actually it's also, I think it's so phenomenal that the schooling programs here have community service hours. Mm-hmm. So quite a few of our colleagues' children will be joining us as well for their service hours. Beautiful. As well.
Yeah, I just think it's so important to expose the students and the youth too, because it's all about their future. I mean, they've got to keep this going. It's sustainable and all that. So beautiful. All right, so you know what? So for this year, we're almost, like you said, it's almost over. We're coming down towards an end. Any plans for the future of in your department for LOM?
I think maybe to start out with, Jason has been here every month talking about financial literacy and trying to just gain more awareness around investments and just good money practices.
Looking after your finances, making your money work.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's such an important thing to talk about. But we'd also love to hear what people would like to learn more about.
You want some feedback from
Absolutely. People? It's a really intimidating topic, I think, for many people, especially for younger people, because it's not something that you generally learn in school. It's usually something that you're first introduced to by your parents, and that's just the general relationship with money, but maybe not investment specifically.
Mm-hmm. But people, Jason and I have covered this many times. Had I saved when I was 16, today I would be a millionaire or whatever. But
the earlier you start, the better.
But when I was young, I remember having a savings book. You know what I mean? Not to tell you that I burnt it out a few times. I spent it all a couple times. But I'm saying it is good to teach kids about finance. because they've got to run things and their personal finances and family finances and all that in the future, and it starts being young, right, Jason?
Well, not only with kids. I mean, it's throughout the different generations, and we have spoken previously around, we offer accounts for people that are just getting into it, just getting started, as well as the more experienced investor that's maybe just looking to use our platform. So it's important to get started as early as possible. You will reap the rewards later in life. But if you are in the sort of older generation or at a different stage of your life, there's no better time than the present to get started. If you haven't done so. If you have done, that's great. Otherwise, that's where we come out on trying to create the financial awareness, see how we can help you, see where we can, just make you aware of what's out there, that there are options, especially.
There's nothing better than feeling secure, first of all. There's nothing better than when you get older that you are not counting your pennies or
Absolutely.
unable to do things that you would think you should have been doing at a certain age. And I think that by having investments and by having some money, life is not so frightening. You know what I mean?
Exactly. I think it's more about your perspective of what financial freedom is to you. Because to me, it's freedom of choice of give you options, really.
Options.
And that's the harder part to comprehend when you're younger.
well, the thing is, with when you're looking at your finances and stuff, money isn't everything, but it does help with certain things to make you have less stress and less worries, just to be a bit more comfortable on what you want to do. So you got to try and find that middle line of it.
Balance.
Balance.
We talk about wellness in terms of health, but there's such a thing as financial wellness too, and
financial stress.
And I just think that is such a nice feeling when something breaks or something has to be replaced, and you don't panic and
you just don't stress about it.
Yeah, you don't stress, and that's what you want. I made a joke with you both when you came in, so I said to you, can you give a gift of investment for somebody? I mean, I guess if you're a grandparent, you certainly could put some money down and start them, couldn't you, Jason?
Of course you can, and it maybe I wouldn't say don't the kids
starts
might
at
be
25 grand.
The kids might be a bit disappointed if you don't give them something, but
thank you later.
Yes, they will thank you later when they
will.
understand what's happening and
delayed gratification
and where you're going with it in the future. And once they get older and you understand sort of your financial awareness is better, and you understand what your parents have done for you, they will be very thankful for that.
Sure.
So
grandparents, maybe you want to consider that. And a lot of times people think leaving endowments and leaving wills and all that is one way, but also you can work with your grandkids and your children even and say, look, I'm going to, little seed money for you. We're going to set it up and we're going to follow this. Kind of fun to follow the market and everything, right, Jason? I mean, to see what's going on.
Well, it gives them a two-phase approach. It's sort of like a kickstart for them starting off their their wealth journey, and secondly, it will help them learn. So, they will understand. Some parents do it that, okay, yes, I'm opening this account and you'll get it at a certain age or something like that, or you will take over the account at a certain age. They may force their kids, or not force is the wrong word, but guide them to
some things are
add
generational.
to it.
Some things are generational. It's called generational money, where they kind of like pass it on in different ways and different systems and all that. Got to ask you, since we mentioned market, what's up? Give me a market update since you know all this stuff.
Well, yes, since we were here last, we were speaking about the November rally, and definitely towards the end of November, that continued through the market. The S&P was up almost 9%. That takes it to about 19% for the year. But I always keep reminding, our listeners and everyone that this is majority of those gains are through the tech market, the Magnificent Seven. We keep referring to that. So it has been driven mainly by that Magnificent Seven. But lately we have seen a bit of, diverse growth. So that's been a good indication on the markets, and hopefully that can continue. But there are still a few debates around a looming recession. So, there's different sort of opinions whether that's already, priced into the market, or if we are going to get a soft landing, a hard landing. They speak about that, and it's just, it's different opinions, and we hoping that we are going to get that soft landing, and then next year There's hopefully some good growth in the market, good opportunity.
All I'm hearing about is AI. AI, whoever controls this computer, will run the world.
Well, that's why the tech sector has been doing so well. There's a heavy focus on it. Look, we are a forward-looking world, so we understand where we're going in the future, and those things are going to be important going forward. And that's why yes, you need to have a diversified portfolio, but at the moment there may be quite a focus on that area because it is performing so well, and we see it performing for quite a while. It's not going to be just a short-term hit and miss, but things can take a dip, things can change, and I'll always speak about diversification to ensure that you're working with your advisor, you making sure you set up for the future, so that if there are changes that happening, you're ready for them.
Yeah, worldwide change. Last time you were here, I think we were talking about the war in Ukraine. Now we've got a war going on in the Middle East. So all that kind of fluctuates the economy and affects the world.
But yes, it has its effects, but there are other good things that are happening that have positive effects on the market. So you've got to look where the opportunity is. Well, that's why it's sometimes good to work with your advisor. If you're unsure, come to a firm like us. Reach out, see how we can help you, give you some guidance.
Keep saying LOM. All kidding aside, we're coming to the end of 2023. And so you should be looking ahead to 2024. There's a lot of talk about all that. And so, diversification is one thing, but the other thing is consistency and steadiness. People, you don't want to rock the boat too much, Jason.
Correct. So when we always speak about blocking out the bad news or the noise in the market. So, going into 2024, people can look at it in sort of a financial sense where everybody has these New Year's resolutions and, fitness and whatever. But you can look at that in a financial point of view and maybe plan. If you haven't gotten started previously, you can get started. You can reach out to us. You can set up a budget, set up a plan for 2024. Or if you've already had that for 2023, see if you achieved your goals. Maybe reset those goals if you didn't. If you achieved them, understand what you want to achieve for 2024. Keep that consistency going. Look to expand on that. Keep that momentum going.
So people usually come have an initial investment of around $25,000 to start with, more the merrier, and then do they add throughout the year? Do they add on to that, Kristen? You know about that as well, or?
Yeah, I think it's up to that their individual circumstances. I think a lot of people do contribute in regular increments, but ultimately it's up to them whether they keep contributing or not. Yeah. We always advise, it's more about good money habits, and part of that is paying yourself first.
Yeah, they always say
each
that.
month.
Keep the consistency going.
Absolutely.
Our minimum's $25,000 to get started, but from there on, that's where we work it and we grow it. We grow your wealth.
I would think
if
you're doing good, you just keep going, don't you? I'll put some more in there. Festive season spending. We often talk about people being overwhelmed. We also talk about people feeling guilty about gifting and spending and all that around this time of year. What's your take on all that?
Well, look, over the last 20 years, definitely the Christmas costs and spending have increased for families. It's important to just understand where you are financially, understand your financial position, what you can afford, what you can't afford. Try not to get caught up in that festive world and overextend yourself by maybe incurring some debt that you shouldn't have. Just keep in mind, when the rates are high like they are now, debt is expensive. So, don't overextend yourself. Make sure that you get into it, and then we can, you can take it from there and work into 2024 with less financial stress.
Yeah, that stress is the thing. All right, so Kristen, give me a word for the new year coming up. As we're closing out 2023, about to go to 24. What do you see? The need for LOM and what they're doing in terms of charitable work as well as just business.
I think financial wellness kind of applies in all aspects of life, because I think it can roll over into many other aspects of your life. So I'm going to go with on an individual basis, financial wellness keeps you de-stressed in many other areas of your life.
Yeah.
With regards to LOM specifically, we have a couple of projects in the new year that are focused on more financial literacy and educational content for younger people. So I'm going to hope for inspire some people to start reading and start that journey of learning more about investments and what can you do for your own personal financial goals.
A lot of people say that's above my pay grade. That's too hard to understand. But you guys do simplify. Jason always tells me that you will talk to the client. You will show them exactly the ins and outs.
Absolutely. And I think a lot of people are sometimes surprised to hear that we do a lot of corporate lunch and learns or seminars, talks.
Oh, okay.
So, if you're planning for 2024 and you're working on your plan for the year and you want to add financial wellness to as one of your pillars, our team
we
is
can
always
assist
available.
with that. We'll make somebody available that can come out, create the financial awareness. That's a big drive from myself. Got a few things lined up for 2024. Probably speak about them in the new year.
So consultations are free, no obligation and all that?
Yep. When you come talk to us, consultations absolutely free, no obligations. Rather reach out and have an understanding of what's out there, what the options are, and see where we can assist.
Yeah, and don't be intimidated, right? I mean, in other words, like if you've got the funds, let it work for you, as you always say.
The first step is getting started.
All right. So tell them how to check out your website and the number to call and all that.
Yes, so it's LOM.com is our website. That's the easiest way to get hold of us. Use the contact us function. Otherwise, you can call our main line. That's 292-5000. 292-5000. Ask for Jason. Again, reach out to us. Let's set up some time. Consultation's absolutely free, and there's no obligations on that. So let's see how we can help you grow your wealth, make your money work for you.
All right. We've been talking to Kristen Halbert. Nice to meet you again. She handles all the marketing and communications and all the charitable challenges and relationships of the people, the community, and the company. And of course, Jason Chlup. He is what are you? The investment
advisor.
Yeah, he does all that stuff. But I just wish both of you a happy Christmas, happy holidays, and all that, and have an enjoyable break. I know you guys probably need a break, all the work you guys do.
Yes, to you and all the listeners, happy festive season and enjoy the holidays. If you're traveling, travel safely, and I'm sure I'll see you again in the new year.
I hope so. All right, good meeting you again.
You as well, Captain.
Take
Happy
care.
holidays, everyone.
All right.